Hey there, guys. It's Sparrow from the Falcon support team, and I'm here to hook you guys up with a setup video for FalconSupreme, and also give you some tips along the way. Um, right off the bat, when you open the bot, this is the screen you're greeted with. It's a welcome page, and you have this CAPTCHA solver here. Basically, what I like to do, I just clear the cookies right off the bat, so there's like no cookies from the last drop, and then you hit Google sign in. It's gonna make you log into your Gmail. Now, what this does, signing into Gmail, especially an older one, you want to sign into an older one. It increases your chances of bypassing CAPTCHA or getting a one click. So what you do, you log into your old Gmail. The oldest Gmail you have, the better. And then you just watch a video, interact around on YouTube. I like to dislike videos, and if like an ad comes up, I skip it. I usually just mute this, let it rock, and then minimize it. Now, if you wanna move the bot around the screen, you just drag it to the top left corner there, and then it lets you move it, and then CAPTCHA solver you can move from anywhere. And I like setting up like this, pretty clean. And then, all right, so let's just go tab by tab, and I'll explain every single tab for you guys. So releases is basically like a quick task page. We'll have every item here that's dropping for the week updated, obviously including the pictures and everything, and name. And we will set up the colors that will be dropping and the sizes it comes in. So let's say you wanted a track jacket for the week in black, let's say extra large. You set up black extra large, you add it, and this will make a quick task for you. Here, there it is. As you can see, it says for null. This is because I have no profile set up, as I'm just, showing you guys this video. I'm gonna be creating one when we get there. But yeah, so it chooses the profile from your defaults here in settings. This is where all the profiles you created would be, which are your billing profiles, and you just choose the one you want by default. So like that, if there's ever like a restock, let's say for the Team Ringer tee, you catch it on your monitor, it's small, you hit add, and then you hit start real quick. Hit start real quick, and then it's pretty fast to catch a restock. Um, it'll automatically use the billing profile you choose here, and it'll automatically use the delay you choose here. I recommend to probably leave this at 0 for that purpose, because for 0 seconds is the best for restocks, because the bot detection doesn't really matter anytime after the actual drop, which is at 11 a.m. Eastern. So anytime after that, it doesn't really matter. For actual drop time, though, I want to touch up on this. You actually want to be running anywhere between 2 and 3. 2.5 seems to be like the great middle ground and what we've had the most success with. So I really recommend 2.5 for actual tasks. For restock tasks, you want to run 0 seconds, and then yeah. Let's go back to, so we got releases down, so that's how that works. And let's go to task creation here. So this is my task. So just sort of show up all your tasks here that you create, and this is where you click to create a new task. We have two different task types here. So we can do custom, which would let you manually insert your color, the size, and the keyword you want to run for. So let's say you want to, this is the way you want to run it right here. You have tag list T3, and then let's say you want to run for tag list T's, right? You do tag list T. There's that, and then let's say you want to run for a black, you put black, and then let's say you want to run for a large. You would not put just L right here. You want to put large spelled out. And then you select the profile you want to run it with, which you set up in profiles, the proxy if you need one. I'll touch up on that later in proxies here. And then delay, like I said, for normal drops, you want to be running within 2 and 3. But one thing that I've noticed is that Supreme sometimes just like doesn't even enable their bot detection sometimes, and like even tasks that had like either like a 0 or 1 delay still end up hitting. So what I've been doing, I've actually been running the same tasks with the same profiles with like different variation of different delays, just in case, for some reason one week they did turn off the bot detection. You have way greater chances of, actually copying the item with a 0 delay. And then even sometimes their bot detection is insane, and you have to actually increase your delay more than usual. So you want to go with like 3.5. So there goes that. Now start time. This is our start timer. Manual is recommended as always. You always want to be around your bot uh, during the drop day. It's the best just in case anything happens. But if you're not gonna be home, you can just run custom and set up all the information there. So you can see you just put the day there. I mean the month, day, and year, and then you set up the hour, minute, and seconds here, and then AM, PM, and then you save task, and that should set up there. Now we also have another method with another task type, which is normal. Here we update all the products that are gonna be dropping for the week for you. This will be updated sometime after the EU drop, which is usually around 5 in the morning Eastern. So I would say by at least 9 in the morning, it should be set up here for you guys with all the sizes and colors available for that item. So let's say I wanted to go for, let's say the tagless tees, right? It'll go for black, and then you choose the size, and then you select the profile you set up in profiles here, which is what you're going to be running, and then select a proxy. If you're not running a proxy, you also leave that blank. Delay, like I said, between 2 and 3, 2.5 is perfect. And then I like to do manual for timer. You save task. Now this button is to start all the tasks. So you can see, started it. It's looking. Right now the shop is closed, so it's gonna stay there forever. Uh, for here is to stop all the tasks. You can also start the task manually, or one by one by hitting that start button and the stop button. You can also duplicate the task by clicking that, and you also delete them by clicking the trash can. Here you can delete all the tasks you've created. Here it's for posting success. This will blur out the proxy you used and your billing profile name. And then you would just click this to screenshot it so that you can either post it in the Discord for success or tweet it to us. Here is a common view, which would bring all your tasks into a list mode, which is pretty clean. If you don't like this mode is pretty dope too. It's Falcon's mode here. For profiles, let's create a profile here. So obviously, what you would do here is you create the profile name. Let's say you want to say main. This is the main one you run. Then you put your name, your full name, John Smith, your email, john@gmail.com, and then you put your address here. You'd put 123, whatever your address is, your phone number, zip code, city. Of course, I mean, you just fill out everything that it says there. Make sure you do not mess up because this is really important. You don't want to put in the wrong credit card number and not find out till the drop. You select what type of card it is. You type in the credit card number exactly how it appears on your card. Expiration month, you want to do 0. If it's let's say February, do 02. Expiration date or year, you would just type it out. The last 2 digits of the year. So let's just do 20. And then CVV, so obviously what's in the back of your card. Security code, and that's it. Now that we're here on addresses, talking about addresses, and let's talk about copying multiples on Supreme. You usually want to stick to just copying one of the same item to one address, to that same address, and while using the same card. So if you, let's say you wanted to copy the same item twice, you the safest way is to honestly use a family member's address with their card, and then you just pay them back or something. Privacy, as you guys may already know, is like a system where you make virtual cards and it just takes the money out of your bank account. Privacy cards are pretty hit or miss on Supreme, and I don't really recommend them because they will cost you a drop. Um, Other than that, yeah, I really recommend if you want to call multiples, you really just use your family member's address and their card. In the past, AdiJig has actually been working, where you could actually, uh, change around your address. So yeah, instead of making it, let's say ST, you can make it STRT or SRT. You can add an apartment 3. and you can even add like 4 random letters before your address, and it'll everything here, like all of those variations will still get delivered to 123 Main Street. Just make sure you actually live in a home. If you live in an apartment, you cannot do this. It will actually get delivered to someone else's house, to someone else's apartment, and yeah, you don't want to do that. But yeah, you can usually in the past, doing this addy jig and using a different card usually works, or used to work. I don't know if it's new, but I don't know if it still works, but you should take your chances on that. Um, so yeah, that's profiles. We just save it here, and as you can see, all your profiles will be here in card form. Here you can export your profiles, and this will just save like a backup wherever you choose, and then here you can choose that same profile or any other backup that you set up with this, and import it, and it'll save here. This is good for when you're running on a server. Uh, you basically have everything backed up for you. Um, Talking about running on a server, let's move on to proxies because this is where it gets important. So if you're running on a server, you want to be running proxies because what Supreme does, they usually ban server IPs, which basically makes you need proxies. Uh, Last season, you did not need proxies if you're running on your home IP, and you can run as many tests as you want. Supreme wasn't really strict about that. In the past, though, they have been, banning and blacklisting addresses and stuff if you were caught with bot activity. But for now, let's just assume that you don't need proxies. But if you ever do ever end up needing proxies, you basically just click this and add proxy, and you'd be setting it up. You can import it if you want to import like a full list. You basically just open up a notepad, and you want to put the proxies like this: IP port, user, pass, and you just like set them all up like this. So you have 5 proxies, set them up like that. You save it, and then you say import, and then you find the file, and it'll import the proxies for you. If you want to do it, you can say add proxy, and then you just input the proxy that you have by itself, just like this with that format, and you should be good to go. Don't save, and then settings. Like I said, you don't need proxies for now at all. If it is found out that Supreme is actually limiting bot activity, then you will need proxies, and I obviously suggest Virginia because that's where the Supreme servers are located, and you'll have the fastest ping. And I would also recommend being on a Virginia server, so you have the fastest ping. Um, Otherwise, for now, don't worry about it. You can run as many tasks as you want on your home IP. Supreme didn't really care about it last season, so there goes that. Now let's go to the settings. Here, like I said, this is where you set up your default delay and your default profile. You would set up the profile you want here for releases. So like, let's say you wanted a black extra large of this. You had task. You want it to be for whatever your main profile is, basically, because this would be mainly for restocks. So you set that up there. Delay, I like having it at 0 because that you're probably gonna be using that for restocks. To override this, you basically, whenever you're creating the task, you would put 2.5. 2.5 is the best for normal tasks, like I mentioned before. As for webhooks, what you do to set this up, this will give you a notification for when you check out items. And let me go ahead and show you. So just go here, add a text channel. You create a text channel, name it whatever, name it test, create channel. And then you go here to this gear icon, edit channel, webhooks. I have streamer mode enabled for some reason. Let me disable that. Okay. Webhooks. You create a webhook. You name it whatever you want. You don't really need to change it. And then here's your webhook URL. This is what you're going to be inputting into the bot. So you just hit copy, save, exit out of that, and then you have that new thing right here. And then bam, you just Control V, which is the shortcut to paste, and then there. And it's good to go. Colorway, we have 2 different modes. You can have a night mode, which looks sick, and then a light mode. It's all preference. And then you hit save settings so that this sticks for the next time you open it. Since we're here and I'm looking at the build version, always make sure you're on the latest version. You always want to go to the Discord And let me show you. You always want to go to the Discord and go to this link here. Supreme Falcon AL download. This would take you to the latest download. And you start download and then bam, it downloads and you should have the latest mode. Uh, so there goes that. That's basically everything. Oh, also about starting tasks. So you would set up your task, right? You have it all stopped. You want to start your task. I recommend about 15 to 10 seconds before the drop time. I like going on I like going on time.is. It gives you the most accurate time for the drop. As you can see there, it's the most accurate time. Sometimes your PC clock is actually behind or ahead. So this is the most accurate time. I like to start it 10 to 15 seconds before. So you just start it. Start looking, which means it's searching for the keywords. Once those hit, it should start adding to the cart and checking on everything, and then bam, it does its job. So that's how you set up. Um, that's about it, to be honest. So yeah, good luck this season, boys, and don't forget that if you have any questions, just type in support. I'm here to help, and don't forget to post success for this whole season in the Discord and tweet at us. Thanks for watching.